So we've got the painted miniatures. We've got the terrain. We've got the mission. One of the things that we're trying to do in Wargaming, especially something like Warhammer 40,000, with the amazing narrative that it has. I mean, the Grimdark universe, the stuff that you can pull in, not even talking about going full Black Library, just the stuff that you can pull in is really, really amazing. And this is something that I feel, as a player, as an enthusiast, 40K enthusiast, we want to take advantage of. We're taking time out of real life, right? School, family, work, other responsibilities. You've spent the time building and painting, and that's good time. That's invested time. That's a lot of fun. But taking that, and when we sit down as friends, when we sit down as players, I know I use the term opponent, but I would rather have friends and players. Let's create something on the table, right? Let's create this narrative. Let's create a game that, win or lose, I'm going to try and win, something amazing happens. And this leads into a second part, pulling in this idea. Starting an army in 40K, there are many criteria, but I believe one of the most important criterias, at least a major influence, should be fall in love with the army narrative. Fall in love with something that you could see yourself just looking at the models and saying, I love this narrative, I love how they look, I want to collect this. And the reason why I say that, yes, Games Workshop is constantly changing the rules. They're adding things, they're taking away things are out of balance. So armies that are first tier drop down to second tier, armies that are second tier go up to first. That's not to say you can't pick an army just based on what's best in the moment, but that will evolve over the life cycle of an edition. I say pick an army you love because beyond the building and paint time, you're going to play so many games with your armies that literally they're going to have a living history. Literally, when you pull them out of your gaming case, you're going to remember so many things. I'm just thinking right now, my Grey Knight army. When Games Workshop actually supported things, and they had Games Day down in Baltimore, we would drive down there at Games Day, the open games. I would play my Grey Knights. I had a chance to battle many of you over the years. Then, before we went home back up here in New York, we'd stop by the Battle Bunker, and once a year, a year is a long time, I would play Bishop. He was one of the local managers at the gaming store, Comic Book Heaven, always managing the store, an amazing guy. We would play 40K at the Battle Bunker, and we would agree to a certain number of points ahead of time, but we wouldn't tell each other what army we're going to bring. I played my Eldar one year. 2 years in a row, I played my Grey Knights. Was never able to beat Bishop. Never able to beat him. And a really friendly guy, an amazing 40K player, but he does it in such a way where you feel like you have him. I mean, maybe that's part of the skill, right? You feel like you got him. You feel like he's on the ropes, and then just he pulls out some obscure tactica and beats you. And this game, I was going up against his Eldar at the Battle Bunker, and I felt really confident because, I mean, say what you want. If there's any Eldar player out there, my confidence level is the highest playing this. So I'm playing against Eldar. He's got jet bikes. It's not pure Samhan, but I feel like I know what's going on. And I've got my Land Raider parked in the back. We're fighting over some objective points on this amazing table at the Battle Bunker. And my Land Raider, my God Hammer pattern Land Raider, just needs to kill one jet bike. Get this jet bike off the objective on there. And 2 turns. I just couldn't do it. I'm like, what is going on here? But the reason why I say that is I can, just talking about that right now, I can see the game. I can feel and almost taste that experience again. All that is linked to my Grey Knight army. So always pick an army based on that love, because you're going to win games, you're going to lose games. There was one time we went down to the Bell of Lost Souls, the Bulls Con, and one of my first times down at Texas, I'm bringing my Samhan army, and I've got my fire prism. It's got the metal, it's the really old fire prisms that have the metal prism cannon. And I guess the TSA or whatever security is looking at this thing, they're going to confiscate them because it's like this weird metal mace club thing. And I'm sitting there trying to work that silver tongue and trying to be like, I kind of need this for this man-toy convention that I'm going to, and if I don't have them, then I won't be able to play them. And and I'm trying to explain to this TS agent, like, as a grown man, I have these toys, and we're going to, like, it was pretty crazy. But all these things linked to your miniatures, linked to your models. So now we take it to the third part. The third part. You should be playing every game to win. You want to do that, right? You're a tabletop general, whatever army you're commanding, whatever you're doing, victory is where it's at. But I try, and I'd like to challenge you to play a game within a game, to build up the mythology of your army, to build up the story. So in addition to trying to win and play the mission and get the rules right and everything there, look to create something on the table of personal glory. This is one of the reasons why I love my Khornate Berserker army. My Khornate Lord, I send him out to fight, literally fight other commanders, other HQ choices, other things worthy of Khorne on there, personal combat. So there's a mini game going on in there where I have to try to make it over to your side of the table, actively engage you. I might have to taunt you. I might have to call you out in the name of your false emperor. I mean, literally, and make that happen, and then try to earn that glory that's on there. Do you have a chaplain? Do you have just whatever in your model collection to earn personal glory? When I was playing my Black Templars exclusively for like 2 years, and I still enjoy playing them. I don't get to play them enough because I tend to focus on chaos now. But there was a time playing my Black Templars exclusively, my Emperor's Champion, every game on a scroll. I had a scroll. I kept track, and I kept that scroll in my gaming case. Purity seals, Servo Skull, everything, Inquisitorial approved. When every HQ choice that I would slay, that I would defeat, or back when you could actually throw the Holy Orb of Antioch, everything I would burn away in its purity with that in the name of the Emperor's Light, I would write down on that scroll. I would commemorate the date and those battle honors, those battle glories there. So literally bringing in a role-playing aspect. Is that a little too much? Is that a little too far? Maybe. But those things are locked away in my army cases, those glories that are there. And it's a lot of fun, literally years later now, to see those and think about all the players I've played, the people I've met, and just that aspect of fun that this hobby has brought in. That's some fun that you can unlock. That is some fun that you can bring to the game, in addition to building and painting and playing and winning, trying to get the best and the most use of the models in our collection.